Make sure you tap that bell so you never miss a video. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Bigfry, and I want to talk about Bless Online. I just got done a 6-hour stream. I was looking to do a 24-hour plus, but unfortunately, I couldn't bring myself to play more than I already did. If you guys are looking to buy the game for the early access head start for the 2 days, don't. If you guys are looking to buy it on Wednesday, maybe just wait a little bit and see what happens. I am an emissary, and I know that this is going to cause some issues with that. But unfortunately, I have to tell you guys exactly how I feel. First things first, let's talk about the stuff that I like. I do really enjoy the combat. What they did with the chaining of combos, I was playing a mage. The game actually feels really good in that sense. The combat, the way they're chained together, and just casting abilities and being able to move. I like the free-flowing combat like that. The tab targeting is a big pain in the ass in this game. When I'm looking at something and I hit the tab, it might click something completely off screen behind me, and all of a sudden I'm fighting and I'm thinking I'm casting at one, and it's a big pain in the ass. But the combat itself is pretty dope. I do enjoy the guild system, how it's pretty much like full fleshed out. I was actually really impressed that a game like this had that. You had like guild roster, guild management, all this stuff, different roles and stuff like that. I like the way that they did it. Other than that, guys, I'm not lying to you. That is really all that I can find that is dope. Another thing I guess we could talk about is the cash shop. People were just destroying this game over potential pay-to-win elements in the cash shop. I'm happy to say that it's pretty much the premium stuff that you get from the premium sub, and then you can buy costumes. There's nothing there that gives you guys an advantage. It's more just convenient stuff to get you to the end game quicker. That's really it. If you guys think that's pay to win, then yeah, you're going to think that the stuff in the cash shop is pay to win. Basically, instead of, and this is kind of how I figured it was going to be, instead of buying the premium sub every month and getting skins, you can buy everything separately. And that's what the cash shop is. So, happy to report, not pay to win. That being said, everything in that cash shop is super expensive. So it really negates any type of like trying to buy your way anywhere, because it's just super fucking pricey in terms of what they're selling the premium currency for. Now, let's talk about this fucking performance. Because when I first logged into the game, very first, no queue, jumped in, logged in, created my character, and I'm running around a fucking city at 15 to 10 FPS. And I'm losing my shit, wondering how a game that has been in other regions in the past, how they can take that, drop it into North America, and think that that is acceptable. The game's performance is fucking abysmal, and it's one of the worst MMORPGs for performance that I've ever played in my life. And as I'm sitting here playing, thinking that these guys want to resurrect and they're putting their best foot forward, and they spent $60 million to get this game over here and develop, and I'm sitting here looking at Polaroids running through a fucking city. It blew my mind that it was that bad. On top of the underdeveloped performance, all of the English translations for the game, for the most part, are broken. I spent, and I'm not even lying to you guys, I spent 15 minutes trying to figure out how to complete one of the quests in the tutorial, trying to tell you how to set up your skills for different stances. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. Like, I don't know if I'm just not reading it right. See, okay. I don't get what they mean. Blending tactics, combat poisoning in an empty slot. But I don't have anything that's close to combat poisoning.
Then you're gonna click on the empty slot, right? And you're gonna, at the bottom, you're gonna hit OK. Right? Now, when you go to your non-chain skills, you have to do the same thing with the mounting, but put it in like the 4, 5, 6, 7 slot and hit mount. And then hit OK.
All right.
Does that make any sense?
What? Because I'm a mage and it's telling me that I have to go to a combat poisoning and put that onto my hotbar. but I have no combat poison spells. We figured it out that the tutorial was trying to tell us to put abilities onto 2 different stances, because you obviously have 2 different stances in the game. But when you're reading through and trying to learn, because I haven't played this game before, I'm an emissary, but I haven't played Bless in other regions. When you're trying to learn, the translation's all fucked. So what they mean by combat poison on the hotbar, instead of poison, they were trying to say combat poise, as in another word for stance. But they wrote it as poison because the translations in this game are an absolute joke.
Combat poisoning?
Is that now, okay, hold on a second. Combat poisoning. Now that I'm thinking about it, does that mean combat positioning? And is that like a really bad language translation to combat stances?
Isn't poise a word though?
Oh, poise? Poises.
So combat poise.
Combat poises, but they wrote it as poisoning. That's what it is. Wow, a fucking revelation. 12 levels later. I don't know, man. Shit is fucking irritating. When you level up, it says you are now 12 level, and it just pushes it all together. Like it's not even you are now level 12. It's because they just did the translation really quick and didn't think to check that it looked good in English. The formatting and the grammatical errors are fucked. Only some of the spells that I have on my hotbar were worded correctly. And it's very tough as somebody who is jumping into a new MMO like this. I don't know. So I'm trying to learn, trying to read the spells, and you can't figure it out. It's one of those things like, I'm a grammatical person. I don't like to see typos and stuff like that, especially in like a professional product that you're selling. There shouldn't be typos in like subtitles and stuff like that. This game is one big typo. On top of the one quest that everybody who is starting out is going to know about, Carlos's diary, that you have to go upstairs in this inn and find this diary that spawns on this shelf. Well, in NeoWiz's infinite wisdom, they decide to make the book on the shelf spawn 1 copy every 10 seconds, and it's not an instance thing, so multiple people can go up and grab it? No. Why would you do that? Nope, it's 1 at a time, which means I had a clusterfuck of easily over 200 players standing on this bedside waiting for this fucking item to spawn. I don't know how much more I can click F. You're going to be level 45 by the time I get out of this fucking inn.
Hell yeah. Get him out.
I sat there for over a half an hour trying to get this fucking quest item. It reminded me of what happened with the Division when eventually the players had to make a line. It reminded me of what happens in World of Warcraft when I think they launched Mists of Pandaria and there were all these rocket ships trying to shoot down at crates on the ship and destroy the ship, and there was like thousands of players doing it all at one time. My thing is, it's 2018. Have we not learned from mistakes like that? This shit should be ironed out. You didn't do internal testing to see, like, how does that get by in 2018? I'll tell you how it gets by. When the development team talks about the changes that they made in the game, they always talked about the combat and how they revamped the combat. They're localizing the game for North America, and they're changing around the cash shop and stuff like that. What they didn't do is any of the testing and any of the fixing of stuff in other... I don't even know if this stuff exists in other regions. I can't imagine that if it did happen in Japan, that nobody complained about it. And these guys didn't know that some of these issues were a thing. In Japan, was the game running at 10 to 15 FPS? And if so, why would you think that it was fair to launch it in North America with those same issues? You guys were preaching and building this up as something that you guys you really wanted it to succeed here, and blah, 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 blah. And then it launches in a state like this. Fucking ridiculous. I'm not even going to talk about the server issues and the queues and stuff like that, because that is typical MMO RPG day one issues. But that being said, why did you think that it was smart to launch with 1 North American server and 1 European server? I like, what world are we living in? You guys should know as developers that even with the hate that you guys got, you know that there's going to be a large subset of people from that group of hatred that are going to want to try it anyway. You guys should have anticipated it, and to come out the day before and say that you're only having one server for no explanation why doesn't make fucking sense to me. I'm not asking for 10 or 12 servers for North America because that would be an abundance, but one? It's like there's an extreme on one side and then there's an extreme on another, and y'all just picked one. Why couldn't you have launched with 5 or 6 to lessen the load at the beginning, so an hour into your launch you didn't have to pull the game down to do a maintenance for an hour to add more servers? It doesn't make sense to me. On top of it, the 2 more expensive Founders Editions are non-refundable on Steam for whatever reason. Unfortunately, I think that backfired for them because my boy Peanut was able to get a refund on his collector's edition that he spent $150 on. Steam did give him the refund on it. And the reason why that's happening is because I feel a lot of people are refunding the game today. The reason why I'm so heated is because some of these issues are core fucking issues that are going to take months and months, potentially years to fix. Optimization issues in a game this large is a very tough thing to handle, especially for a team this size. This has been one of the worst MMORPG experiences that I have played in quite a long time. I am sitting here wondering what happened to this genre. And why we look at games like Bless Online to be the saviors, and it seems like every single time we do it, we're not expecting WoW killers, but Jesus Christ, where is the fucking responsibility? I took a lot of shit for saying that I wanted to see what this game is. I signed up for your emissary program because you guys said you were looking for content creators. I don't know how this is going to go after this. Obviously, I'm probably going to lose that status. And to be honest with you guys, I'm totally okay with it. I am so unimpressed right now. After all of the talk and after all of the questions, we get something that is built and performing like that. If the game improves, awesome. But for day one to have performance issues like that, and I don't believe what they're going to say in that it's server related. I don't buy it. I really don't. I think that the game is running on an older engine, and I think that these guys aren't going to be the ones who are able to optimize the game. I think that their focus is localization, supporting the servers, supporting tickets, and then building upon the framework that is already there. But for them to go in and actively recode and optimize this thing without making vast adjustments to the world that's already there, we'll see. I don't buy it. I don't believe it right now. And that's where I'm at. I was so hyped for this. Not just hyped for the game itself, but just being able to play with everybody. But unfortunately, right now, the game is unplayable for me. My name is Bigfry. Shout out to everyone. I know you guys have come in for Bless. If vast changes are made in the future, I will cover them. I will show you guys. I will cover the game in the future if I feel that vast changes are made. And I have a feeling that after this video goes live, it's going to be under the non-emissary status. I gave him a chance, and I feel like that's something that, even for me, I don't really do that often. I don't dive into programs like this for specifically the reasons that we saw. People gave me a lot of shit for it. So I gave him a chance. I dived in to see what it was, and it disappointed the hell out of me. So, you know, that's where we're at. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. Have you played? Am I crazy? Or what do you guys think about it? Let me know down below. If you guys want to support me, come through to the Twitch channel, be in chat, and you know, have a good time. Try to soak in all the content that I'm putting out here, guys. Thank you for watching. Shout out to you guys. If you're not subbed to the channel, we're shooting for 100,000 subscribers. Make sure you do. My name is Bigfry. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.